forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
And the snow continues to fall across parts of central Illinois. That's our roofing dog eye net. Flooring America camera in Danville. You can see the snow on the roadways there, on some of the sidewalks and the grassy areas. But we are in a little bit of a break right now along that I-57 corridor. But the next wave is about to move through. So while there's not much going on right now, we're going to see this next little bit of snow move through the area as we get into the overnight hours. So we're not done with the snow here just yet, as temperatures continue to fall. 31 in Champaign, still 35 in Effingham. The thing is, for the kids at the bus stop, while the snow will probably be done by the morning hours, everything is going to be freezing over as temperatures plummet and the winds pick up. We'll talk about how those winds will have an effect on tomorrow's weather when we come back with team coverage coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
I'm meteorologist Jack Griffin in our storm tracker in Bement, tracking our snow that we have on the roads. It's getting colder. Those are going to freeze, making an issue for tomorrow morning. We'll explain.
She essentially bled to death from a sharp force death.
We'll tell you what else was said by the man who performed Holly Casano's autopsy.
I don't know how you calculate her impact. It's almost impossible.
She helped build Vermilion County. Now family and friends are mourning her loss.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
Wet, heavy snow is still falling across central Illinois, and soon the problem won't be what's coming down so much, but what's already fallen. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jessica Coons. The wind is picking up and temperatures are dropping to the freezing level. We have team coverage tonight. Meteorologist Jack Griffin is in our storm tracker. Amelia Henderson is in the weather center.
But first to Chief Meteorologist Kevin Leidy in our tracking center tonight. Kevin, how much more snow could we see tonight?
Well, here's the thing. It's not out of the question that another inch to 2 inches could fall as this next wave moves in, and that runs from Jacksonville, as you see here on our camera there, all the way from Jacksonville clear to Springfield, where, again, still the roads over there being impacted by some of the snowfall, especially some of those on and off ramps there as well. And again, we showed you the pictures there in Danville. Here's the thing, the road conditions are actually not in the best of conditions. As we take a look at this map here, I'm just going to show you, and each one of these colors here indicating one of the counties that are filled in. You've got Piatt County here, you've got DeWitt County, you've got Macon County, you've got Fort Iroquois County, all in the dark purple, which means covered with ice or snow. But notice areas closer to I-70, Effingham. Yeah, no colors there because you guys have had more rain. So it's really been from Springfield to Decatur and then heading on over to portions of basically Champaign and up around the Watseka area. We've had the biggest issues. The snow continues to move in with this next wave, and Jack Griffin is in Piatt County for us here tonight. And Jack, what do you got out there?
Well, Kevin, like you said, in Piatt County, I am just leaving Bement. I'm on my way back up north to Monticello, and I'm on 105 heading north. And again, as I was driving to Monticello from Champaign, no issues on the roads for most of Champaign County on I-72. Once I actually got into Piatt County, things did take a turn for the worse. And now 105 has been basically the way that I've been describing most of the other rural state highways and county roads I've been using when I was up in Vermilion County earlier on. And it is completely covered. It is slushy. It's completely covered. And we've got the potential here for some blowing snow as we go into the morning hours tomorrow morning. Once those winds pick up, that's also going to drive our temperatures down as well. So if you didn't get it off the road yet, or off your sideway or your sidewalk or your driveway just yet, it's going to be hard to remove tomorrow because temperatures will be much, much colder as we'll be looking at dropping temperatures throughout the day. But this will also mean that the morning commute tomorrow morning will have an issue, and we'll have more coverage on that coming up in a little bit. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thanks a lot, Jack. There in the storm tracker tonight, keeping an eye on the roads for us. But we've also been getting a ton of viewer pictures out there tonight as well. Let's go over. Emilio, boy, we've got some great viewers, and they snapped some great shots for us tonight.
Definitely. We have about 8 photos and even a video to show you throughout our night. We're going to start things off in Tolono, where Jackson was able to send us this train moving across the tracks. Gorgeous shot there of the snow coming down as well. And And now next we are going to Georgetown. Jared Lowe sent us this photo where he shoveled the basketball court where he was able to play even in these snowy conditions. And over to Buckley where Karen Hall was able to dress up this snowman in Chicago Bears uniform. Very cute there. And Pamela Shaw over in Tilton was cleaning off her satellite dish for her grandma who wanted to watch the Hallmark Channel. And this German Shepherd over at Homer Lake from Luke showing off his jumping skills there, jumping pretty high with those snowy conditions. And Nicole shows her daffodils covered in snowy conditions there as well. This is one of my favorite photos here. The kids out and about in Monticello building their first snowman. And here is Olivia from St. Joseph. I think we can all relate to her. She's enjoying running around, playing, trying to catch those snowflakes. So very cute photos. Thank you all for sending those in. We really appreciate it and love seeing everything you guys are doing.
All right. Thanks a lot, Amelia. We're going to have more about this next round of snow when we come back here in a little bit. Jessica, back to you.
All right, Kevin, we'll see you then. Of course, for an update on any school or business closings, you can download the WCIA 3 News app. After another day of Michael Henslick's murder trial, we now have a better idea of just how far investigators went to try and solve the Holly Cassano case.
Cassano was found dead in her home in Mahomet in 2009. Now, if convicted, Michael Henslick could spend the rest of his life in prison. WCIA 3's Aaron Eads has more from court.
Over nearly a decade of working the case, Champaign County Sheriff's Office investigators testified they took DNA swabs from more than 150 people, but only one of those DNA profiles led to an arrest. The jury was shown cigarette butts they say Henslick flicked away, which allowed them to build his profile. But at this point in the trial, prosecutors have not yet explained how Henslick became a suspect in the first place. The jury heard extensive testimony from the autopsy doctor who examined Cassano's body. While the courtroom saw graphic pictures of her estimated 55 to 60 stab wounds, the examiner said the killer managed to stab all the way through her breastbone, which he says would have required a severe amount of force. State's Attorney Julia Reitz asked the examiner about that.
Did it appear that Ms. Cassano struggled with her assailant?
Yes, she essentially bled to death from these sharp force stab.
And would that be consistent then with the size of a standard steak knife, a 5-inch wound?
Right, a standard kitchen single-edged steak knife that's about 5 inches, give or take, caused those wounds, yes.
Reitz brought the steak knife up because yesterday she and her assistant showed pictures of a knife block from Cassano's kitchen that had some empty slots. In her opening statement, that's where she claimed Henslick got the murder weapon from. But his defense team pushed back on that, saying there was no way of telling whether there was a full set of knives there to begin with. His defense also spent time trying to poke holes in the testimony of an analyst who investigated the bloodstains in Cassano's home. They said he couldn't tell where the blood came from or how much there really was.
That was Aaron Eads reporting. Before court dismissed today, jurors also saw the beginning of the interview between Henslick and investigators. The state claims he admits guilt. His defense says it should be viewed with skepticism. We're expecting to see that video tomorrow. We have extensive trial coverage on WCIA.com. In other news, 3 businesses near the Champaign Police Department were broken into last night. Ifatsu Salon, Manzella's, and Buyer's Vacuum Repair were all hit. About $200 cash were taken from the salon. Now, Manzella's has security footage of a suspect, but it is brief. Nothing was taken from Manzella's or Buyer's Vacuum Repair. Police are investigating.
And in light of a recent armed robbery in Champaign, police are reminding people how to sell items safely online. Police say someone was trying to sell something through Facebook Marketplace, so they set up a meeting with the buyer on Monday near the U of I's campus. Police say the potential buyer robbed the seller at knife point and got away. That's why at today's Champaign Community Coalition meeting, police chiefs stood up to talk about how to prevent that from happening. Champaign, Urbana, and the U of I police stations all are safe zones for internet exchanges.
This is a phenomenon we didn't have to deal with, 20 or 25 years ago. So I think anytime you have this kind of media to do these kind of exchanges, you're going to see this activity increase because the criminals are going to get smart and realize that this is a way to victimize people.
Also at today's coalition meeting, Urbana's police chief announced the 2 full-time Urbana school resource officers have completed their training. This is their first full week stationed at Urbana's middle and high school. New at 10, a longtime downtown Champaign business announced it's moving, but not too far. Spritz Jewelry has been on Neal Street for about 40 years. Their new location will be a block away, but they haven't yet revealed the exact location. The owner, Jim Greenfield, says he sold the current space because he needed a smaller one with more parking available. There will be a few changes coming along with this. For example, they'll have to sell off their larger items like clocks and music boxes. But Greenfield says the store itself will be able to run more efficiently.
The store itself will be a lot smaller, but more manageable and easier to get in and out because it's all on one floor and it's easy parking, and we're excited about that.
There's no word yet on what the buyer will do with that current space. Greenfield hopes to make this move by mid-March or the beginning of April.
Here's an update from Danville. The road next to Collins Tower has one lane open. Main Street going west had been closed for months because pieces of the tower were falling to the ground. The city erected concrete barriers in the lane nearest the building, as well as fencing. A pillar of economic development in Vermilion County has died.
Vicki Hogan, the president and CEO of Vermilion Advantage, lost her battle with cancer yesterday. She was well known for her lifelong dedication and investment into the area she grew up in. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen is with us. Jennifer, she leaves behind quite a legacy.
Jessica, she really does. She spent 38 years working as an economic development leader in Vermilion County. But beyond her professional dedication, she also spent her life investing in people's lives as well. And this is how many say they will remember her.
She had a spirit that was infectious and really inspiring. You know, she wasn't overly optimistic, she was realist.
Vicki Hogan was a driving force behind growth in Vermilion County in more ways than one.
It is a tremendous loss for the community. When you look at the thousands of people who were impacted by Vicki.
The CEO of Vermilion Advantage dedicated her entire career to helping people and businesses succeed.
Her legacy is there's jobs here now in the community that are going to be here for a long time.
She was a pioneer for redeveloping the workforce when the county was at its lowest point in economic development, and she helped to build a foundation for future success. Cancer may have taken her life, but it won't take away the impact she's made on so many people.
She worked for the greater good of the community literally to the last week of her life. Vicki was tenacious. She never gave up.
People she worked with say the driving force behind her work inspired them.
She did what she did because of her desire to serve.
Most recently, Hogan led a coalition that helped to establish the $70 million Carl Hospital investment in Danville's west downtown area. Years from now, people can look back at Vermilion County and know who helped to sustain it.
We were lucky. So lucky to have Vicki in our community. The community is grateful for Vicki Hogan.
Hogan's husband asked the donations be made to the OSF Healthcare Foundation to support cancer treatment and services in Vermilion County. There will be a public celebration of her life, but a date for that has not been set yet. Back to you.
She had such an incredible impact on that area.
She was an incredible woman.
Absolutely. Jennifer, thank you. Tanisha Spain, the Director of Business Development, will serve as interim president and CEO of Vermilion Advantage as a succession plan is developed.
Decatur's getting ready for a festival, but it is not the celebration.
Plus, not a fan of getting gas in the snow, why you might not have to if a state lawmaker has their way.
And many of us cringed when we saw AO go down last night. What the prognosis looked like today.